unpretending providence of Almighty God, to acknowledge with gratitude their obligation to Him for benefits received, and to implore such farther blessings as they stand in need of. And it having pleased Him in His abundant mercy, not only to continue to us the innumerable bounties of His common providence, but also smile upon us in the prosecution of a just and necessary war for the defense and establishment of our unalienable rights and liberties, particularly in that He hath been pleased in so great a measure to prosper the means used for the support of our troops, and to crown our arms with most signal success. It is therefore recommended that the legislative or executive powers of these United States to set apart Thursday, the 18th day of December next, for solemn thanksgiving and praise, that with one heart and one voice the good people may express the grateful feelings of their hearts and consecrate themselves to the service of their divine benefactor, and that together with their sincere acknowledgments and offerings they may join the penitent confession of their manifold sins, whereby they have forfeited every favor, and their humble and earnest supplication, that it may please God, through the merits of Jesus Christ, mercifully to forgive and blot them out of remembrance, that it may please Him graciously to afford His blessings on the governments of these states respectfully, and prosper the public council of the whole, to inspire our commanders both by land and sea and all under them with that wisdom and fortitude which may render them fit instruments under the providence of Almighty God to secure for these United States the greatest of all blessings, independence and peace, that it may please Him to prosper the trade and manufactures of the people and the labor of the husbandman, that our land may yield its increase, to take schools and seminaries of education so necessary for cultivating the principles of true liberty, virtue, and piety under His nurturing hand, and to prosper the means of religion for the promotion and enlargement of that kingdom which consisteth in righteousness, peace, and joy in the Holy Ghost. And it is further recommended that servile labor and such recreation as, though at other times innocent, may be unbecoming the purpose of this appointment, be omitted on so solemn an occasion. Okay, listen, folks. I mean, anybody that tells you that this nation was not founded upon biblical principles, that our founding fathers did not seek not only the will of God, but seek to be penitent and to be pious and to be thankful for the things that we have. I mean, just listen to that proclamation right there. And that is so powerful. There's so many things that we can key in on there and spend the rest of our time together on. But I want to read you some other ones from throughout history as well. And most of these, well, the second one at least, from the founding era. Not during the Revolution, but this is after the Revolution is over. It's after the Constitution has been created by the founding fathers. And this is George Washington giving a 1789 National Thanksgiving Proclamation. Here we go. Whereas it is the duty of all nations to acknowledge the providence of Almighty God, to obey His will, to be grateful for His benefits, and humbly to implore His protection and favor. And whereas both houses of Congress have by their joint committee requested me to, quote, recommend to the people of the United States a day of public thanksgiving and prayer, to be observed by acknowledging with grateful hearts the many and signal favors of Almighty God, especially by affording them an opportunity peaceably to establish a form of government for their safety and happiness. Now, therefore, I do recommend and assign Thursday, the 26th day of November next, to be devoted by the people of these states to the service of that great and glorious being, who is the beneficent author of all the good that was, that is, or that will be, and that we may then all unite in rendering unto Him our sincere and humble thanks for His kind care and protection of the people of this country previous to their becoming a nation, for the signal and manifold mercies and the favorable interpositions of His providence in the course and conclusion of the late war, for the great degree of tranquility, union, and plenty which we have since enjoyed, for the peaceable and rational manner in which we have been enabled to establish constitutions of government for our safety and happiness, and particularly the national one now lately instituted for the civil and religious liberty with which we are blessed, and the means we have of acquiring and diffusing useful knowledge, and in general for all the great and various favors which He has been pleased to confer upon us. Now, there's one more paragraph in His proclamation. Before I read that paragraph, let me just reiterate some of the things that he's saying here. He's saying, listen, we need to be thankful not only that we won the war and that we have freedom and that we're this is a public prayer proclamation, a public Thanksgiving proclamation from George Washington, the father of the country, saying it's the duty of all nations to acknowledge the providence of Almighty God, to obey His will, to be grateful for His benefits, and humbly to implore His protection and favor. Wow. Folks, come on. That's good stuff right there. And that's the founding of our country. That's 1789. That's when we're first under the United States Constitution. And George Washington, father of the country, the indispensable founding father, without him there would have not been a nation. The man that led us through the war, that then led us in the Constitutional Convention, and served as our first president, calling upon us as a nation to acknowledge the providence of Almighty God, to obey His will, to be grateful for His benefits, and humbly to implore His protection and favor. We could stay on that one, but I want to get a couple of more good ones in here if I can. This is Abraham Lincoln.